Alright, growing up, school shootings was pretty much unheard of. Yet alone, kids documenting themselves casually going on a murdering spree. As this video here shows. And because I know that that's not something that is normal, I ask myself, why? And I want to figure it out, right? And so I start looking for certain patterns, and I notice this is unique based on the certain communities that these kids are growing up in. When the black kids kill each other, it's a gang thing. It tends to be linked to gang violence or bullying, which is the case for a lot of school shootings, period. But when you sit back and you see where it's happening the most, the community that is happening to most, and you ask yourself why, and then you think about the differences between those two communities, the thing that stands out to me is this specific community has been consumed by this toxic system a whole lot more. The white community has been consumed by a toxic social structure for a lot longer than the black community. And so when you see the mental state of their children, that is a reflection of their environment. And it is a warning sign that things will only get worse if nothing is done about it. So there's levels to that dysfunction. And black people need to take heed to that. Learn from others' mistakes. Because we have been sucked into this system. And it's beginning to consume our children as well. And so I sit up here and I talk about how black people and white people need to separate because they can't coexist in peace. Same thing needs to happen internally within those communities as well, because the good people of the white community will eventually be consumed by the bad people within their community if they continue to operate in the same system, in the same community. They need to separate themselves from that system as well. And from those that within their community that want to keep that system going. That system needs to be destroyed because it's clearly destroying these kids. And I don't understand how adults in positions to make a change. Well, I understand how adults in positions to make a change can continue supporting this system. It's because they clearly don't care about their kids, right? They have mental issues as well that they never healed from. And on a spiritual sense, if this goes unchecked, it gets to the point where you're doing nothing but breeding demons. And demons will do nothing but consume their hosts when they don't have control of those demons. Because everybody has their demons, right? Because we're not living in a perfect world. So every community is developing spiritual demons within their community. But the things that are happening within the community are a reflection of just how dire the situation is from them going for so long without doing something to heal the inner demons, to control the inner demons. So spiritually, you can say that kids that would do something like this, it was just a part. Yeah, the environment shaped it, but their mental state, their spiritual mental state was already compromised from the jump, and the environment just brought it out of them. And so white people definitely need to be trying to control this, because this is what's controlling them. This is their leadership. The mental state of those kids is a reflection of the environment they're growing up in. And most of these white kids ain't worried about no black people. They're taught to hate black people. So for a child to grow up with the mentality of the kids on this video, where they're going around unprovoked, have no reason. These are their friends that they're targeting. People that they interact with every day have no real reason to hate them and want to kill them, but they want to kill them just for fun. You can sit up there and say, oh, it's a mental disorder or something like that. No, this is a reflection of their environment. Point blank, period. Because as I said, this was not happening when I was growing up. School shootings and stuff like that things have done nothing but get worse over time, because we're not working to make it better. So I'm gonna play this video for those who haven't heard about this situation or seen it. But this is something that we really need to not ignore, especially in the black community, because this is the direction we're heading in. They don't broadcast this, they don't broadcast the things that white people are really going to like they do black people, because they control the media. But what's going on within them is a warning sign to what's to come if we don't get our stuff together. We can't sit up here and change these people from wanting to stay within the system, but we can take it upon ourselves to separate ourselves for our children, for our legacies, for our bloodline.
These videotapes would first appear ordinary to the unsuspecting eye. However, as you continue to watch, it becomes abundantly clear that something is wrong.
So we're gonna fucking kill her and her friends, and we're gonna keep moving on. I heard some news about Kirsten. She's gonna be home alone from 6 to 7, so we might kill her, then drive over to Cassie's thing and scare the shit out of them, then kill them one by fucking one.
Only small snippets of the videotapes filmed by teen killers Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk have been available to the public until now. The majority of the following footage has never been seen before. These are the lost tapes of the Scream Killers. Police Deputy Karen Hatch arrived at a residence on Whispering Cliffs Drive in Pocatello, Idaho. The home belonged to Allison and Frank Contreras, who had recently returned from a weekend trip. Their 13-year-old daughter, Kelsey Contreras, discovered her cousin, Cassie Jo Stoddard, lying deceased on the family's living room floor.
Hello, Cassie.
Allison immediately called 911.
Okay, what's going on?
Somebody looks dead on my side. Oh my God, it's like I need him.
Let me get you order medical. Stay on the line.
Oh God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Everybody hide. There's a girl dead on my floor.
Honey, is she breathing?
No, she isn't. She's cold. Oh my God.
She's cold as tired?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to start CPR?
It's blue.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 16, 17. And her mom just drove up here. She's dead.
Okay, hon, we're going to get them coming, okay?
Oh my God, okay.
Cassie's body was in a state of lividity. She was face up, wearing star-studded yellow pajama pants and a white spaghetti-strap tank top. Her face fell to the right and her arms were raised over her head, elbows slightly bent. Most notably, she was covered in multiple stab wounds. The two most observable were at the center of her chest and on her left leg. Cassie was a well-rounded, trustworthy, and responsible 16-year-old girl. She was shy and loved music and art, and funny, with a great sense of humor. She performed well in school and aspired to be an attorney. Responsible as Cassie was, her aunt and uncle entrusted her with the task of watching over their home for the weekend. She agreed to help. Cassie's mother, Anna Stoddard, dropped her off to house sit, watching as she left their white Jeep Cherokee, walked up to the front door, and entered the home before driving away. This would be the last time she saw her daughter alive. Brian Lee Draper was a 16-year-old junior at Pocatello High School. He loved horror movies and played the drums.
I've always wanted to make a mark on the world and stuff. And this is a good way to do it.
Tori Michael Adamczyk, also a 16-year-old junior at Pocatello High School, lined his locker with horror movie posters and aspired to be a filmmaker.
For all you FBI agents watching this, you weren't quick enough.
The two developed a close friendship, one that would ultimately foster their dark, violent tendencies.
What we're supposed to happen tonight. So hopefully, nothing will go wrong.
Most others were unaware of the boy's nature. Some would comment on how friendly and happy Draper seemed, not knowing the aspects of Draper's personality that worshiped the perpetrators of the Columbine Massacre, and was planning on executing a similar attack on Pocatello High School. Adamczyk, equally disturbed, shared in these dark interests, though not nearly as interested in Columbine. While Draper outwardly appeared more innocent, it was reported that others knew something about Adamczyk was off. Looking for pleasure and fame, the two decided they would chronicle their journey to murdering someone exactly as the killers had in the horror movie Scream. Ultimately, they developed a plan to murder their friend, Cassie Jo Stoddard. Immediately preceding the murder, Draper and Adamczyk parked down the street from the Contreras' home and stepped out of Adamczyk's car. They retrieved a soccer bag containing 2 sets of gloves, 2 long-sleeved black shirts, 4 knives, 2 masks, and a pair of work boots from the trunk. Draper handed Adamczyk a knife and took one himself before the two proceeded to walk toward the home with a singular goal in mind. They would terrorize and slaughter their 2 unsuspecting friends, Cassie and Matt. Earlier that night, the two had visited and watched a movie with the couple. Draper made an excuse to go down into the basement of the home, where he unlocked a door leading into the garage, preparing for the events to come. When the two would re-enter hours later, they cut the lights using an electrical panel conveniently located in the basement. Draper broke 2 ashtrays on the stairway in an attempt to lure Cassie downstairs to identify the source of the noise. After failing, they decided to wait for Matt to leave with the intention of attacking Cassie once she was alone. It was not long before she was. Adamczyk called Matt and learned his mother would soon pick him up. Cassie, frightened following the several odd occurrences of the night, asked if Matt could stay with her. Matt's mother refused, offering for Cassie to spend the night with them instead. Cassie, ever so responsible, chose to stay to follow through on her commitment to watch the house and the family's dogs. Following Matt's departure, Draper and Adamczyk dressed in their long-sleeved black shirts and gloves and donning red and white horror movie masks, snuck upstairs, after which Draper closed the door, hoping again to prompt Cassie to check on the noise. Attempting to lure her to no avail, the two lost their patience and approached her in the living room. Whether Draper or Adamczyk struck Cassie first, they each plunged their knives repeatedly into her chest, neck, trunk, and limbs. In total, she suffered a reported 30 stab wounds. Cassie Jo Stoddard took her final breath that night, September 22nd, 2006. Later,